great to see you all here. Let's start with Namaskar, with our Agnya on the earth. And then we raise our Kundalini and put ourselves in Bandhan.
Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala
One Sri Ganesha mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nimala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Vishnu Maya Sakshat. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Maya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nimala Devi Namo Namaha.
I talked to you about the void in our body, which is called as Bhavasagara. Ata bolu na kare. Bhavasagara in our Sahaja Yoga language. Today we have to understand the other chakras which are above the Bhavasagara. Last time I told you how by following wrong gurus and spoiling your guru principle, you get problems in your stomach. Also your extreme behavior towards religion, your fanaticism creates problems which may go up to something like cancer. Also the another extreme behavior of people who become very dry by their overactivity on the right side and have no feelings for the family and neglect the family, have no relationship with their wives of a normal nature, also may develop problems of the stomach. This chakra, I didn't talk to you before. About the speedometer within us, which is the Nabi. I think I did mention something about it. This is one of the most important chakras within us, and I think before going over to other chakras, I must say that how our spleen gets spoiled and how we get into problems like blood cancer, which is a very common disease today in the West and is also invading our country with such a speed. बोलले का मैं परवा क्या हो हाँ इतना बोले This is I didn't talk to you about it, but I have talked about this to other people. Now this spleen is the one which creates blood cells for our emergencies. Any emergency comes in it has to produce new blood cells to fight the emergency or to face the emergency or to solve the problems of the emergency. In the modern times, we have lost the idea of controlling our speed. We talk telescopically, we walk telescopically, we arrive at a point so telescopically that the point is left behind before we arrive. Now this spleen is the one, when you are eating your food, is also producing blood corpuscles to fight, or you can say to digest the food. At the same time, if you are listening to some horrid news and horrible emergencies that suddenly come up, or if you are reading newspapers, or if you are running away to your office, this is a very common thing with government servants, that they have no time for their breakfast, they will take 1 hour in the bathroom, and in 5 minutes they want to finish their breakfast. All such persons face the problem of getting into some sort of a complication of the spleen. Because when you eat your food and suddenly try to run, the poor spleen has to go with the double speed to cope up with your additional activities. It used to be a style in olden days that all the people would sit for food very comfortably, and the food was served with great care, and everybody was given sufficient time to eat the food. And there would be a lady to fan the gentleman who would keep the pace of the man's eating process at a proper level, and the food would be eaten with little leisure. But nowadays I find that people have no sense that we are human beings and we are not machines. In Delhi, I feel the schools are really very cruel people. I find even in this winter season, the children have to go to school at 6:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And somebody must bring some legal procedure against these schools. It's absolutely essential. Your children are going to be in great difficulties if you do not pay attention to this fact. To get up early in the morning at that time, then walk in the cold season, take your bath. Many people take their bath also with hot water, and then suddenly go out in that cold. Take your breakfast just in a standing manner, in a very rushing manner. The mother is running with a bottle in the hand and pouring the milk for the child, and the child is somehow or other trying to gulp it down and taking a bread in the hand and rushing about. This is even worse than military, I can tell you. For such small children who are growing, it is essential that they must have their breakfast when they are quite in tune with the atmosphere. Not at the early in the morning at 6:30 to get up and rush them with that breakfast is something extremely cruel we are doing to our children. This will not only spoil, there should be, according to, I think, modern people, the trouble is to be accepted all the time. Means all cold, coughs and all that is a part of life. You can't complain about it. Somehow, it has to go hand in hand with you. They do not want to find solutions for it. People might say in olden days, people used to get up at 4 o'clock. All right, they would. But they never used to get out of their houses so fast. And the style of life was very different in those days. People had very good food to eat. They had things full of vitamins. And the pressures on their lives were much less. As it is, we have no time to pay any attention to our children. On top of that, the way we hurry them up is so dangerous that I don't know, I have never known that children go so early in Delhi, which is so freezingly cold, so early, and come back home at about 2:30 in the afternoon. To come back at 2:30 in the afternoon, after eating that hurried meal at home, or whatever you may call a breakfast, or whatever you may call it so-called, and then come back at 2:30. And what are they going to eat? There is timing for everything. The food digestion takes about 3 hours and children feel hungry. As it is, there is no food, and this is how about 5.5 hours you keep them away in the schools without any food. For what? What knowledge are you giving to your children? What is the special knowledge you are giving to your children? What is such a great thing that the world has achieved by having these institutions of education, so-called? First of all, you are creating children who will be very sick. It is not going to give them longevity. Secondly, the way the people rush about for their work. In the morning time, there is no need to rush about. If you can get up early in the morning, sleep early and get up in the morning, take your time and eat your breakfast properly and go to office. Have something in the afternoon and then in the evening. You'll be amazed. You will get over 50% of your sickness. Because at the right time, if you give a proper practice to your stomach, you get your juices oozing out at the right time. You don't make your stomach crazy by that. But by this kind of emergency all the time arising, listening to horrible things at the time when you are eating your food or doing something important, your spleen goes crazy. It does not know. It loses its power to produce proper blood cells. It does not know how to produce. It really becomes crazy. And in that craziness, it starts producing blood cells at odd hours, wrong hours. It does not know when to produce. It is always in emergency. It is never stationed in its normal state. At this stage, if there is an attack from your collective subconscious area, about which now doctors are talking in England, that there is an attack of some proteins unknown to them, they call them as protein 58 and all that, you are very much prone to get blood cancer. Moreover, if your attention is too much on the left or the right to the extreme, you are even more prone. For example, you are a planner. You plan morning till evening, so your attention is more on the future. That means your attention is on the right-hand side. It's like a cloth. You can say the attention in the stomach is protruding to the right or to the left. Now, if your attention is too much on the right, means you are planning all the time. As I told you, doctors may not accept it, but it's a fact that when you think too much and plan too much, your Nabhi or your Swadhisthana chakra is converting the fat cells for the use of the brain. At that time, if you put more pressure into it by overactivity of the right-hand side, which is your Kriya Shakti, it happens that you may enter into it to such an extent that at that time, if you have any such problem, you are easy to get some problem with your liver because it is on the right-hand side. And the poor liver suffers. You get cirrhosis of the liver or just like cancer of the liver. Now, in Sahaja Yoga, what happens really is this. Your attention is spread like a cloth. And when the Kundalini rises, she pushes your attention upward. And the attention is a sheath around the Kundalini. When she pierces the Brahmarandra, then your attention starts oozing out into the supreme or what we call the super consciousness, which is here spread. Into the sukshma, into the subtle consciousness. The whole attention is pulled up there. And that is how you cure your blood cancer, your liver cancer, and all the cancer that is connected with this kind of attention. Not only cancer, but many other diseases like kidney trouble, liver trouble, and all other, we can say diabetes, intestinal troubles, and even you might get relief to your diaphragm sometimes, which is very much in tension with people who are agitated all the time. Those people who think they are important, I think, are really not aware of what importance they have to themselves. We must understand our own esteem, and we must know that we are human beings and that we are very important to God, if not to anybody else. As human beings, we have to also realize that we have come on this earth from amoeba stage to this stage, and God has worked so hard for us that we have no business to go on slashing ourselves into absolutely ridiculous, sick people who are no good for God and no good for anyone whatsoever.
Let's just leave it at this. I will post the talk, and let's just be in silent meditation. If you like to continue meditating in silence, just turn the volume down. I'll play some music now and gonna say goodbye to you all. Thank you so much for your vibrations and for joining in. And have a wonderful day. And then just finish off when you're ready. My Wi-Fi just stopped, so I'm just saying goodbye to you all here.